intention today was to get on and do the sanding of the floor, and to be honest, it's coming up lovely. And I know yesterday I was saying, oh, you know, this other is giving a really rustic look, but I was trying to get out a couple of marks that were here, and they have come out, but we found that it actually, we were getting back to the original colour. Yes, I've got a bit of a problem here with sapwood, and I made a mistake. See if I can find it. I saw it last night, I can't actually see it this morning. But I kind of didn't hold the sander flat and level on the floor, and it made a little bit of a ding. But anyway, the sander this morning decided that it would give up the ghost. It filled this room completely with smoke. So we've then sat down together and really talked about what we want to do. We don't want carpets anywhere in the house. That was the whole idea behind putting the pine throughout the house. Yes, it was what was originally on the floor below us, but we had to replace that because most of them were rotten or too thin or splits in them and so on. So we did that. We've then put it up here, and we've put it down on the ground floor as well. But yeah, we don't want carpets. We're going to have rugs. We're going to have a runner on the stairs, and we're going to do a makeover of the stairs, and there'll be a series for that. But we really had a good talk, didn't we, love, and did a bit more research. We're actually going to hire a floor sander and an edge sander to do this floor, or basically to do the floors throughout the house. But what we're going to do is do it on a weekend. We'll do this room and the room behind you once I've plastered that and the hallway. So we'll get them done in one weekend, get them all sanded. I'm still going to have to replace that because it's a tool that I use all the time. But for some reason, you know, I know it's a cheap brand from Screwfix, but it shouldn't have burnt out like that. And all we've done with it is this small area here, and I'm not overworking it, but it just seemed to get way too hot quick and then burnt out. So unfortunately, that's another tool that's burnt out. Funnily enough, that is the second one that I've had do that to me. Anyway, so on to today. I'm going to give this room a complete and utter clean down. All the dust in here has got to go, which means hoovering, which means wiping the walls down, everything everywhere. Because if Zoe comes up, I'll show you what I mean by dust. If I just run my finger, or even do that, it's all over the wall. So I'm going to have to sweep all the walls down, all the ceilings, every surface. Give it all a wipe down with a damp cloth. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be getting on with. And then we're going to start mist coating it, sorting out all the fillers and so on and so forth. And then I think we'll get back on to sanding the floor in a couple of weeks' time. Hi, welcome back. As I said earlier on, I burnt out the belt sander, so we're going to be moving on to doing the painting. I've given this room a complete and utter clean down. I'm working on my own because I think, you know, Zoe's not feeling well. I know Zoe's not feeling well. So yeah, we're going to give this a misting, and we're going to start up here with the ceilings and the beams, and then we'll work our way down through. I've got here, you know, an old proper dust sheet that I'm going to put down on the floor. I know I've got to, we're going to be resanding these floors and redoing them all in a couple of weeks' time, but I've got to get this room painted, and then my t'other daughter's bedroom, or my younger daughter's bedroom, has to be cleared out so that I can get in there and plaster it, and then get that one painted so that I can do, when we do hire the sander for the weekend, I can get both rooms done and the top of the stairs done at the same time. It doesn't mean that I'll be doing the staining for them both at the same time. But anyway, I'm going to get on and start sorting this out and getting the first coats on, and I'll continue to talk to you at the same time. So yeah, it doesn't mean we're going to be staining both bedrooms, but it's likely that we are. We'll end up doing both bedrooms at the same time. You know, so that in a sense, once I've done the staining, then I can move on and do, you know, a couple of other jobs. I'm sorry if I go out to camera whilst doing this, but I don't have many options. Oh, it might work better actually. But like I said, I'm on my own. Zoe's not feeling well. She's, you know, gone back to bed. I don't know why she's not feeling well, but I think it could be, you know, lady problems, you know. All I can say is I'm glad I'm not a lady. Right. Well, that will certainly protect some of the floor, you know. So the next job then is to sort out the paint. And I'm going to stop here and go and get, sorry. I'm going to stop here and go and get some water to put into the buckets. Because obviously we've got to mix this up, and we're doing a 2060 mix. So I'm diluting the paint down to about 20%ish of water to 60% of paint. So I'll just go and get the water, and then we'll find the mixing stick. That's the other thing. And then we'll get on and do it, okay? Right, so yeah, I'm back again, and I'm just going to start cutting in around the beams and so on. And what I'm using for this is again the watered down paint. And I've actually just picked up the wrong brush. I'm using a 2-inch brush. You know, some will say to do bigger. It's just what I personally prefer. And to me, it's not, especially with this project, it's not about time or like that. It's about doing the best job I possibly can. And this coat, you know, the first coat is going to be more about, you know, getting the first layer on. It's not going to be perfect, especially this layer, because you know, the plaster's going to absorb it, which is why we do water it. Or I don't mean to say water it down, but it is what we're doing. We're actually diluting it, which allows the paint to be absorbed properly into plaster. And I'll do 3 coats of this, and then I'll work my way up to doing a full coat of the white. The paint I'm using is Wix Trade. I'm not sponsored by Wix for it. If they want to, they can. But I would prefer to try and keep this channel very much independent. I'm sorry if I'm going out of view. I'm going to try and move you again so you can get, you know, the most of it. I think you're going to get me from most of the way down through the job doing that. It might be a bit where you go out of thingy. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm lathering the paint on, but I'm certainly putting plenty on. And trying not to get too many drips, but that's the nature of the beast. And like I said before, paint is not a filler, it's a finish. So, and that's another reason why I tend to do more, you know, coats than most. The other reason I use white on plaster or try and turn a room back to white. In the first instance, is I believe paints themselves look better, especially the colours, if you take the time to return the room to white and you're painting onto white. Yeah, I was going to use the 14-inch, but that's not going to work today. Certainly not on that ceiling. It might well do above us here. So I'm going to use the Crown 9-inch, and then I've got a Hamilton medium pile. I'm just making sure there's no hairs on it, and it's looking in decent condition, which it is. In the next couple of weeks over on Facebook, I'll be putting up, or if I haven't, I might well have already done it, but I'm going to put up a small 5-10 minute video where I show how I clean rollers and paintbrushes, etc. tends to put fur on rollers, etc. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is get this done, put you on time lapse, get this coat done, and then we'll look at what we do next from there. And yeah. Because you don't want to sit there watching me paint, you know, in real time. I know I wouldn't want to. Hi, and welcome back. We've just been through giving this all its first coat. You'll probably seen Zoe in the time lapse going around most of the walls, and what she was doing there was just circling places that she wanted me to fill. She's not done the ceiling, but I wasn't expecting that. She can't reach up there. But I can see a few spots on here that need doing. So what I'm going to do now is go through, give every wall that has dried a bit of filling. I know I did a complete filling job when we first did the skimming, but you know, nature of the business, of the beast, you know, I'm not perfect, and I was working on my own. So yeah, I'm going to get on and do that. I might chat to you, I might not, but I think I'm going to put the lights on in here because it's raining, which is why I wasn't down doing the bricklaying like I said I was going to. I'm then going to try and find somewhere for you to go, and yeah. Oh, that's better. I can see. Oh, too much shadow. No one. Right. So yeah, I'm just going to go through, and what I'm using is the same stuff as before, which is Gibson's. It says Pro Mix. Oh, it's a filler and board compound. It gets used a lot for doing, what do you call it? drywall. But yeah, I should be doing this lot of filling, then I'll leave it to go overnight. I'll do another lot of filling first thing in the morning, because although we can see some now, you know, at sunlight, you know, you'll see some that you don't see now. That's why I always say that you should fill in the night of an evening before you go to bed, once you've had a look around. But then when you come back in the morning, do it again. And then when you're sanding it, you know, I tend to sand the entire wall. But what I'm not doing is sanding it back, you know, to the bare plaster again. What I'm doing is I'm just smoothing it off, so that you get a perfect finish. You know, I've been told that's a stupid way of doing it, but to me, it's the best way of doing it. And you end up with a perfect finish. So we need to have a noise checked. I'm filling in things here that I can't see, or it's me that needs it. But I'm keeping her happy. I'll fill them anyway. You know. But again, I'm not putting loads on. The thing I find with this, and which is why I like it, there's not much in the way of shrinkage with it. Stay safe if you can. Why not give it a go? I'm sure you can. If I can do it, anybody can.